We stand here today at the opening of Phase 2 of the Steptoe project. We've been waiting on this project for many years and working with the city of Richland extensively to move this project to completion. The street is literally on the city limits line between the two cities. Kennewick's looks better. I know, John. Your side will be plowed first, right? You know, I know our staff is busy working on Steptoe Phase 3 now and also working on the completion of Hildebrand. When these segments are complete and linked together, we will actually have a corridor that connects State Route 240 to US 395 through the heart of Kennewick's growth area. We're going to call it the Kennewick Loop. You'll actually have a loop around the city. This project has had a significant effort and public involvement. A huge amount of work was done to make sure that this was an effective and environmentally responsible improvement to the community and as welcome as possible to the neighborhood. This project also has been dependent on coordination with the railroad. BNSF finished this construction of the bridge over Steptoe in about 18 hours. It was really amazing to see how this bridge comes together. Now, how's that for rapid action? We have been very pleased at how this cooperative arrangement worked out. Our federal legislators, Senator Cantwell and Doc Hastings, and especially Senator Murray, were critical in securing funding for the project. This project is a key transportation asset for the regional transportation system, especially the cities of Kennewick and Richland. But you know, it doesn't end there. The ultimate completion of this project that is now well underway will provide a corridor that completes a link from State Route 240 to 395 through the new South Ridge area of Kennewick, where 60% of our future growth is expected to occur. This is a massive public-private partnership that will continue to provide for economic growth in the region for years into the future. We have several exciting developments that have been constructed, several under construction, and more being announced all the time as a result of this cooperative approach to projects. This is just one example, but year after year, month in, month out, we continue to partner with the TIB, the City of Richland, Ben Franklin Transit, Benton County, the Port of Kennewick, WashDOT, Highways and Local Programs, the KID, the Benton PUD, the Kennewick School District, Kennewick General Hospital, and so many others. Literally all of the agencies we work with day in and day out. And I also want to mention the fact that the TIB has paid almost all of the cost from Gage all the way to Clearwater. And they've already submitted the funds for us on the next phase, Phase 3 of this. So before I go any further, I want to give the TIB a special round of applause.
This collaboration goes back to forming an interlocal agreement back in 1995 between the City of Richland and City of Kennewick for planning this street and others. And the benefits of that will be very clear to you once this street opens. I want to point out that Richland, in my estimation anyway, has not always been the most forward-looking in planning for some of its infrastructure, and that's one of the reasons I got involved with the city back about 1996 on our Parks Commission and ultimately on the City Council. But that whole perspective has changed markedly, and this together with some other collaborative projects which I'll mention is a great illustration of forward-looking planning for the metropolitan area for those who doubt that the cities are able to collectively plan for the future growth of our metropolitan area. And I think it is an important demonstration of our ability to do that. And it's one of three long transportation projects that are funded by TIB. The Steptoe from Phase 1 from Columbia Park Trail to Clearwater has been built in stages, much to the benefit of both Kennewick and the city of Richland. Second one is the Gage, Keene, and Center Parkway project, which last year we had a dedication out on Keene Road for the bridge adaptation of the old UP Railroad Bridge to form the final link in that project on Keene Road. That collaboration involved Kennewick, Richland, and West Richland, and forms a corridor from Columbia Center Retail Center to Highway 224 in West Richland. Another phase is Center Parkway completion from Gage Boulevard to Tapteel, north of Columbia Center. Interestingly enough, all of these involved railroad crossings in one way or another. And let me tell you that crossing a railroad is a more frustrating process even than waiting for federal and state grants to accumulate to the point that you can build the thoroughfare. And we are in the process on the Center Parkway extension of getting final approval from the State Utilities Commission for the rail crossing and looking at right-of-way acquisition. So these projects are all long and difficult and depend very heavily on federal and state assistance in them. In the future, my own belief is that we are going to have to find more ways to pay a greater share of them ourselves if we are going to expedite completion of them. So that's a problem I pose for those of you who are going to deal with this in the future, which I no longer will have to do.
So as introduced, I'm Steve Gorsester, Executive Director of the Washington State Transportation Improvement Board. We are a state grant agency for local governments, an independent state agency that receives the revenue from 3 cents of the state gas tax. And there's a lot of pressure on 3 cents of the state gas tax in Olympia. So we're pleased to be able to return some of that to your community. I think $1.8 million for the street under the railroad crossing here. And then, as the mayor mentioned, the corridor in both directions, including the next phase. And as you can imagine, with transportation projects, some of them have trouble getting themselves done. So about 1.5 years ago, we conceived what we called the Rapid Action Initiative, which was designed to get ready transportation projects under construction, as it turned out, in 3 months from the time they are awarded the TIB funds, which is, in the transportation business, lightning fast. We funded 17 projects around the state, of which this was one, and we were amazed all 17 went to construction. So we are right now in the cycle of opening these projects, and I think this is the second one. So Mayor, you can stand back up here with me, and Bob, why don't you come up here with me too, if you don't mind. So this says, presented to the city of Kennewick, Mayor Steve Young, in recognition of our successful partnership in completing Steptoe Street, April 2013, grant funding provided by the Washington State Transportation Improvement Board. And then, because we're a little bit self-serving and we like to make sure that people recognize that when they adopt the budget in Olympia, that money comes home to the local communities, we actually engrave the local legislative delegation on this plaque. So with the support of the 8th District State Legislators, Senator Brown, Representative Clippert, and Representative Haler. Congratulations, Mayor.